Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. Okay, so why is she in the literature club if she doesn't like reading or whatever? In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to- Oh, so it's like a new club. Okay. Okay, I see her thought process. It would be fun to be in a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. Oh, and she didn't even have to run. She didn't have to, like, try to get anything to beef up her resume for college. I see why she did this. I see the gears turning in her little head. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Okay, but if I'm a guy that's interested in anime, I probably like manga too. So I would argue joining the literature club wouldn't be that bad because you could read manga, right? I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Sayori looks so sad. Why are we so mean to our friend? She's so nice to us. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Listen, now we're getting emotionally blackmailed. We are 5 minutes into this game and I'm already being manipulated by cute girls. There is nowhere to go but down. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori really is that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning that she planned all of this. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, because who doesn't like a cupcake? Yes, let's go! See, I'm being emotionally manipulated. Did you see that emotional 360 she just did? Ugh, and thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. This is so accurate. This would happen to me in real life. This would 100% happen to me in real life. If somebody was like, hey, do you want some free snacks? Just follow me. Like a little lost puppy dog or a cat from an alley. You open that can of tuna, I'm coming. This is hopeless. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs. A section of the school I rarely visit, being genuinely used for third-year classes and activities. Tell her I have diabetes. If that was an option. If that was an option, that would have been so pithy. I would have loved that. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten to make a choice yet. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member's here. I told you. Please don't call me a new member. I, like, don't even want to join. I am being kidnapped and bribed. I look around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says such nice things about you. Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill that atmosphere. Listen, I'm on her side. I am on her side. Like, why would you ruin this wonderful feminine space with a man? Ah, Pandemos, what a nice surprise. Oh, look at her. She's got like a bow in her hair. She looks pleasant. She looks like a real sweetie pie. I bet she's got to be probably the leader of the group, I'm assuming, because this one looks like she's cranky all the time. And this one looks like she's like maybe artsy and kind of sad. This one looks like she'd be fake nice to get her resume padded. This looks like a president to me. You're the reason parents have to tell their kids not to accept candies from a stranger. Listen, I'm a grown woman in my 20s and I would fall for this, so I don't think it's something you grow out of. All words escape me in this situation. Like, look at these big green eyes. These are green eyes that could, like, manipulate me into doing something. I already see it coming. I see it coming. I'm gonna be the scapegoat. I'm gonna be lifting heavy boxes because I'm the only boy. You see, here it is. This club is full of incredibly cute girls I'm already suckered in. There's no saving me. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. I'm sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, who's apparently named Natsuki, is one I do not recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. I love that, actually. I love that she made cupcakes. That's really fun. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly in my ear and then turns back to the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki. She's always full of energy. And that is Yuri. She's the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid. See, I clocked it. I clocked it based on how they looked. Seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, right? That's right! It's great to see you again, Pandemos. Monica smiles sweetly. See, look at this. This is a manipulative woman. I can tell. Look at that. Look at how she uses her feminine wiles to, like, lean over. That's someone who knows how to, like... What's the word? Disarm you. These are tactics to disarm a person. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in the class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. And not someone I would date. The beau is not gonna get me. Okay, bye! Feel free to follow before you leave. Okay, so having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little, out of place. I'm gonna go with out of place. You too, Monica. Come sit down, Pandemos. We made room for you at the table. You can sit next to me or Monica. Followed. I love that. I love that so much. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. I need to, actually, before more people pop in, I should... My friends keep telling me I need to always be plugging. So here's the Discord if anybody wants to join. And then I think I shared the YouTube earlier. Let me see if I can find it again. I'm also on YouTube. Anybody's into that. Okay, there we go. Always be plugging. Okay, back to our romantic endeavors. We're gonna find love, darn it. I'm just a boy who's looking for the love of my life. Okay. Come sit down, Pandemos. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monica. Well, I'm sitting next to you. You're the only one I know. I'll get the cupcakes. Yeah, you do that. You get those cupcakes. I was promised them. I'll want like 3. Hey, I made them. I'll go get them. Sorry, I got a little excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? Oh, that's actually so cute. You can make tea at school. That's not a thing here in the US. We don't have like a place to make tea. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to her. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. This is so cute. We never had cupcakes at my meetings. Maybe we should have done that. Still feeling awkward. Or take a seat next to Sayori. Exactly, that's what I would have done in real life. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Ooh! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats? They look like cats? They look like cats. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. That must have taken her ages. And it was a school day, so she probably did it the night before on a school night. What a sweetheart. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears. What a cutie. What a sweet thing to do. So cute. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing all over her face. I kind of love that. I turned the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. I almost said took a bite. That's improper English. Natsuki is quiet. She's probably nervous. I can't help but her sneaking notices in my... I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to... 100% she's waiting for you to take a bite. I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. She absolutely did. That's why she's so nervous. She absolutely did. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. What? Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. Actually, it's canon that you did. But that's okay. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. Oh, is she like a... What's the word? What's the word? I'm gonna think of it. Is it tsundere? Is that the word? Where they like pretend to be mean and hate you, but really they like you. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. I could be very wrong. But yeah, I think she's a tsundere. If that, yeah. Tsundere. Words are hard. English is hard. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. I would assume so. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? You know what? That's fine. I'm drinking tea right now myself, actually, so that checks out. Well, I guess, yeah. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Why? Why would Yuri want to impress me? That's not... oh, we insulted her. I mean, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Why is making tea so dramatic? It's just tea. I would not have had any of this internal dialogue that would have led to this external dialogue in this situation. Monica raises an eyebrow and then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? Well, you know, I was kind of roped into it. My best friend said I had to. And I don't really practice bodily autonomy, you know. I was just kind of okay with being told what to do. Because I have no agency. But, you know, it's honestly fine because I can put this on my transcripts, you know? And when I try to go to college, they'll see, hey, he was in the literature club. He must be a super cool dude. And, they'll also be like, that's unusual for a dude to join a literature club. He must be super edgy and smart and educated. When in real life, all I did was read manga and drink tea. But it'll look good, and maybe I'll get into a school,
so that my mom doesn't cry about me being a complete loser all the time anymore. You know, that's the mental headspace that I'm going through right now. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that that's pretty accurate. Yeah, that sounds great. I was afraid of this question. Exactly. Well, meanwhile, here's what I'll really say. Well, I haven't joined any club yet, and Sarah seemed really happy here, so I'm just gonna follow her. That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home. As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everybody. Monica, I'm surprised by you. Why did you decide to start your own club anyway? Like, I need the beef. I need the story. You could probably be a board member for any of the clubs. That's what I'm saying. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year? Why would you leave the debate club? Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Feels like nothing but arguing about budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something a little special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods her head in agreement. Well, I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. Well, I mean, you could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all of the effort to start something new, you know. Especially when there's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everybody? Yeah! Well, we'll do our best. You know it. Just love the enthusiasm. That's very cute. They're all so enthusiastic. I was not that enthusiastic at their age. When I was a teenager, it was the MySpace era. And I don't know if you kids know anything about the MySpace era, but we were all really edgy and too cool for school and thought stuff like this was lame. Which is really funny when you think about it. It's cool though. It's cool though. It's fine. It's all fine. It's all good. Oh, that's right. I have to... okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that later. Don't mind me, guys. I just got an email. Okay, everyone enthusiastically agrees. They're so enthusiastic. I just can't relate. I was not like that at that age. I was broody and intense. I thought everything was lame. And if you were into something, you were lame for being into something. Because it was, like, also the hipster era as well. So, like, it was, like, not cool to be into something. It was, like, more cool to, like, shit on stuff. I don't really understand why we were like that. Looking back on it, it's so dumb. But that's okay. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's the way they were tongue-tied. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though, I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Pandemos, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. I called it manga. Manga. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Oh, we got a fellow manga fan over here. Okay, so if she's a manga fan, here's my headcanon for her, right? If she's a manga fan, I feel like she looks like the kind of girl that, first of all, doesn't talk about it. So outside of literature club, probably no one knows she reads manga. But secondly, she's like obsessed with a certain one. You know? Like she's just way too in the fandom for one specific manga and or one specific character. And I feel like that's 100% what's gonna happen. She's gonna be way too into it. And that's fine, that's okay. It's just gonna be a lot to digest, I think. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Okay, you know what? Let's put our glasses back on and keep going. It looks like she wants to say something, but she doesn't. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. She's like, she's secretly into it too. Not much of a reader, I guess. Hey, manga counts as reading. You're still reading. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Okay, here's my thing. Yuri is giving emo scene kid, but like today's version, because like scene kids aren't really a thing anymore. So I'm gonna assume she's gonna go one of two ways, right? She's gonna go the hipster route and like reference something only she would know, right? Like it's not gonna be something a normal teenager's gonna read. She's gonna be like Lord of the Flies, or like something random like that, or she's gonna go, she's gonna go and pick some like dark poetry or something obscure because she's hipster. She's trying to not be like everybody else. That's my hypothesis. Let's see. She traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. Here we go. My favorites are novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. Okay, maybe I read too deep into Yuri. The level of creativity and craftsmanship is amazing. And telling a good story in a foreign world is equally impressive. Okay, so she just reads fiction. I've never been into fiction. I've always been a non-fiction girly myself. I like a good non-fiction. Not an autobiography, though. Those are boring. I'm not into those. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in. But it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Okay, so yeah, she is hipster. I called it. It's an amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and completely throw you for a loop. First of all, I concur. Good literature can do that. But I will also say that, like, one thing I did learn about literature that I didn't learn until I went to college was the idea of the, what's it called? I'm drawing a blank. I forget, there's a term for it, but it's like unreliable narrator. That's what it's called. There's this like concept of the unreliable narrator. So sometimes when you read a book and you're getting a certain like story or idea of a story because it's written from that main character's perspective, and then at some point you realize the main character is either lying to you or lying to themselves, or both, and you have this moment of self-realization while reading that fiction book. That's called the unreliable narrator, and that's crazy that exists. I kind of love it though. I just went on a tangent, my bad. Back to the game. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. At this point, I'm grasping at straws to relate to this woman. Okay. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Oh. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. Well, I mean, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, even if it's just for a brief moment. That's probably very true. I'm less of a reader and more of an artist, an art fiend. And it's kind of the same with like surreal art or horror art. They both can kind of like inflict those feelings in you. Ugh, I hate horror. Of course you do. Why is that? Well, I just... Never mind. Because you get scared. It's because you like to write about cute things. Same. I also like to write about cute things. What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't You Dare Say It Out Loud and Give It Back. Fine, fine. Okay, so far out of all the girls, I think I like my friend the most. I think I would want to date Sayori. I hope she's an option. I hope it's not just the other 3 girls. Because I'm not that into the other 3. Aw, I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I don't know, I just think that's cool. I can't write any poems. Why don't you share them sometime? No. I kind of like how cranky she is. She's so cranky. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing them even the deepest reaches of your heart. So, once upon a time I went to college for philosophy because I wanted to be a lawyer and it was like the pre-law option. And you come across a lot of what I like to call pseudo-philosophers. And they're like faux intellectuals or like fake deep people. Yuri's giving fake deep right now. She's giving pick me fake deep faux intellectual. But that's just my impression of her. This game has only been playing for like 40 minutes, you know? That might not be the truth of the matter. Okay. Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. Oh. Oh, she looks so nervous. I guess it's the same for you, Yuri. Oh, we don't have to share. Oh, Sayori wants to share. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Sayori look at each other weird. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. I can't write a poem. You want me to write a poem? I can't write a poem. Then the next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Sayori's so happy. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now we have a new member, and I think it would help us get comfortable with each other. Roping me in once again. Oh, and there's still another problem. I never said I would join. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I haven't made my decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and oh. Oh, this just got so intense. Oh. Oh no. Okay. I'm sorry, I thought, Pandemos. You all... This is what I mean, I'm getting emotionally manipulated again by women. That's okay, women can emotionally manipulate me. I'll let it happen, it's fine. Let's write these poems. I've decided then, I'll join the club. It's fine. We can do it. Hey, calm down, y'all. You really did scare me for a minute. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would have been so mad. Well, I guess that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem. Oh god. Is this game gonna make me actually write a poem, or do I just like pick a pre-written one? Pandemos, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. She's gonna be let down. I'm gonna write pee pee poo poo smiley face, and that's it. Yeah, see, anxiety. I'm actually feeling secondhand anxiety for you. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat. Since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? Obviously. Let's do it. Might as well. We live right next door. And you're a girl, I should keep you safe. Yeah, so there's 4 girls. They're strange. I guess I'm gonna be friends with them. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. It's time to write a poem. Oh god. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen. Okay, I feel like sunset is kind of a home word. What goes with sunset? Maybe you're, a tone. What am I looking at? Desire. Bouncy waterfall. I guess we're talking about sunset, so maybe there's a waterfall there too. This is hard because I can't. There's no like. It should put like the words you've already picked right here so they can go together. Some of these are really intense words. Maybe. Well, I like shopping, so I'm gonna pick shopping. Romance ribbon. I feel like I'm writing kind of a romantic one. After image massacre. Massacre? Why is that an option? I'm just gonna pick fun. We're kind of doing an outside romantic fun. Maybe there's a blanket. We're sitting on a blanket in the sun. I'm feeling your embrace. And it is very... it feels like destiny. I feel comforted by the universe. I enjoy the fireworks and beauty together with you. You are very extraordinary, and it is my pleasure to enjoy the memories of this summer. Fantasy. Love. With you. I wrote a love poem even though I'm just a dorky, dweeby boy teen. Hi again, Pandemos. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange from me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Pandemos. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not even accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Listen, I'm just a boy. Don't pick on me. I'm a little small thing. I'm a small boy. I don't know if you just plan to come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Yeah, see, there we go. Manga is literature. That's what I said in the first place. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Pandemos always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps him with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Nobody needs to know that. You two are really good friends, aren't you? Okay, so she's messy. Maybe she's not the woman for me. I don't like messy people. I say as if I'm not a streamer, which means I don't have time to not be messy myself. The irony. Okay, well, somebody's gotta be tidy. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Pandemos can become good friends too. Sayori. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori, me? Well, not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I was not thinking. I guess it means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is just a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal out of it if you don't want me to. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. She's so shy. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book I might like despite not reading much. Oh, Yuri, thank you. She's only known me a day, so I don't know how well she would know me to like pick out a book, but like I'll give it a shot. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book, and I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Why is she in the closet? Man, it looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slumped down into the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this? I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me. But I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now, actually. We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up. Our festivals are a chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual, but it's not like that at all, you know? We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will ever come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do things to speak to their creative minds. Sayori is taking this super seriously. I'm seeing like a new side of her today. Normally she's kind of a goofball. Oh, that's a good point. In that case, do you think food would do the trick? Maybe. What kind? What do you got in mind? Well, I guess we could have more cupcakes. Yeah, that's good thinking. Natsuki would love that. Ah, you're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. This works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it? Well, cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is, then. I'm hungry now. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is like her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, this is painfully accurate once again to my real life. I guess on the inside I'm a teenage boy. Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about stuff. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. I open my eyes and see Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fall out of my chair. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping. This isn't napping club. Wait, does our school have a napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in the club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know. You'll need to get used to it. Listen, don't be telling people my secrets. If we're gonna get married, you can't be telling people my secrets. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard. It's true, though. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori. Well, that's what I do best. That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Listen, once again, we don't need to be calling out each other's weaknesses. Not every day. Well, that's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? Listen. This is not our responsibility. It's a secret. I knew it. Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt. No. Listen, Sayori, it's written all over you. How is it written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out in places. Ah! Ooh! Okay, we're going for the reach. We're reaching in, lads. We're going in for a little titchy touch. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this. This is next level. My hair is just really hard to get right. No, there's more than just your hair. Your bow isn't straight. There's toothpaste on your collar. You gotta figure this stuff out. But nobody would ever notice that. Yeah, they would. Just nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to be rude. Fortunately, I don't care about being rude. So it's canon that I'm rude. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. You meanie. And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? Okay, now we're just being mean. Now we're just being a bully. We're being mean now. I don't like that. That's super mean. Exactly, that is super mean. I agree with you, Sayori. He's being mean for no reason, and I'm not into it. Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Why am I dressing this woman? Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. Oh. Oh. Okay, we're having an intimate, kind of awkward moment. She looks so uncomfortable. Okay, kids, today is the day where we have a discussion about boundaries. Boundaries are important. Please don't touch people without permission. While this is fun and cute in video game land, it is not fun and cute in real life. Please don't just go around touching people. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. This is so funny. What is? Well, I was just thinking about how weird it is to have a friend that does all these things. Don't put it like that. It'll make me feel weird about it. It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful! That button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly? You might need a new one. It did when I bought it. Ugh. If you ever buttoned it, you would have realized it sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore, girly pop. What are you smiling about? It means my boobs got bigger again. Oh gosh. Don't say that to a boy, even if he's your best friend. Yeah, don't say that out loud. Don't do that. Anyway, you look much better now, so. Why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that? But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all. Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer. Well, all that worked for nothing. Phew. That's so much better. Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around. So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like that. And you take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. Okay, so she's inadvertently telling us that she kind of likes us too. Please stop saying all these embarrassing things. I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to stay awake a little earlier. She's calling us out once again, boys. What do you think, chat? Only if you focus on going to bed earlier. Fine, fine. When do we share our poem that we made? We wrote a poem like a half an hour ago and we haven't even gotten a chance to read it yet. Did I sweat for no reason? It's a deal. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. That, my kids, is called codependency. Yeah, I guess so. So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, Sayori. Aw, but I was joking that time. It's very impossible to tell with you. Okay, everyone. Monica suddenly calls out. Why don't we share the poems we were— Okay, we did not forget the poems. Alright, alright. Pandemos, I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, I can't wait to read mine too. I literally don't know what I wrote. So hopefully it's good and not trash. I tried to write a romantic love poem. Did I remember to write a poem? Yeah, I blacked out and wrote it. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everybody's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a notebook. That tracks. That math is mathin'. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. That also makes sense. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. That's nice. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Oh, okay. Well, I like Sayori the most, and she's the one I know the best, so maybe it'd be less scary if I show it to her first. Before I show it to everybody else. I think that's less scary. She's my good friend, after all. Exactly. Please don't judge me, Sayori. Oh my goodness! This is so good, Bandimos! Oh, I did good! Hey! Hey, chat, I did good! Hey! I love it! I had no idea you were such a good writer! Oh, I did it! I did it! I did it! I wrote a good poem! Sayori? You must be seriously overreacting. I am not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why, because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. You're sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than that? They probably will be. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't just like it because I wrote it? Eh? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. But I think I understand you better than other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just like a poem, it's a Pandemos poem. And that makes me feel like it's a little extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're very weird, Sayori. I'm just really happy that you actually wrote one. It reminds me how you're really part of the club now. Yeah, I got emotionally blackmailed into it, but that's fine. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of— tongue-tied. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the classroom. Well, of course. I'm not not really into it yet, but it doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Pandemos. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motives here, but then again, I cannot deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. She is so sweet. She cares about us so much. She's such a good friend. Alright, I'll hold you to it then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Yeah. Let me see it. Let me see this poem. Okay. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wash away the rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I would sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. That's definitely a poem about us, right? Like, because we're the one that wakes her up usually. Chat, did she write a love poem about us? We might have a chance. We might have a chance, boys. This is just a guess, but... Did you wait until this morning to write this? Oh, this is also a good point. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least this makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah, you did. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially the last line. I made eggs and toast. Oh, she's so pleased with herself. Look at her. She's so pleased with herself. Even though you were late to school, it's bound to skip breakfast. Like, get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thank you for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah, I guess. But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Oh, do I have to show it to everybody? Well, I'll work my way up to showing it to Yuri and Monica. I feel like they're gonna be the meanest. Despite Natsuki being what I think is a... Is it tsundere? Is that how you say it? Ugh, I don't know. I just feel like she won't be as mean. Well, it's about what I expected from someone from, like, you. That's... What does that mean? Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I will pass. I do not wish to be abused. Please do not abuse me. Do not commit assault on school grounds. Please do not beat me. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Okay, here we go. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. And she's getting on my case about not evoking emotion. This doesn't evoke very many emotions. This feels like baby's first poem. Ay, ay, ay. I told you you weren't gonna like it. You were right, I did not like it. I will lie to you though, because that would be rude not to say that I don't like it. Damn, I like it. Why are you so convinced I won't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. Okay, maybe I did do that, I'm sorry. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly! I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Oh! Okay, the poem seems so much deeper now. Okay. I just needed it spoon-fed to me because I'm an idiot. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, then I let it fall flat on purpose. Yeah, I kinda hated that, but I'm glad that you did it on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. You definitely... That is a thing you did. That is a thing you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. And that's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. I didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did ya? I guess not. I don't really care how old everyone is, but maybe that is making her feel insecure, so let's just reinforce her a little bit, let her feel a little bit more confident. You know, we'll give her a little reassurance. Oh god, now I gotta give it to Yuri or Monica. I feel like... Ugh, I'm not looking forward to sharing it with either of them. I feel like Monica's gonna be fake nice about it. She's gonna be like, I love this poem. And you're gonna be like, you fucking hate this poem, I know you do. And then Yuri's gonna be like, this is not deep, this says nothing. Because all you wanted to write about was love in the sunset. And I'm not looking forward to the criticism from either of them. I guess I'd rather... I can't handle the fake nice. I'll deal with the disappointment first. Yuri's gonna be so disappointed. She's just staring at it! It's so bad she doesn't even have anything to say. Guys, my poem is so bad she doesn't have anything to say to me. Oh, she's just staring at it! Oh, she hates it. She hates it. Oh, she hates it. I knew she would. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yes, so please do not be mean to me. Yes. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guessed it might be after reading through it. Ah. It's that bad she hates it. No! Did I just remess my voice? I'm so sorry. It's been several minutes and she has not said anything about this poem. She hates it. She hates it. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter. They form fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Okay, so this is actually constructive criticism. You know, she's not being mean. We're okay. I thought she was gonna be mean to me. I thought she was gonna be like, I hate it, it's not deep. You're stupid. Have you listened to The Cure? Of course, that's not something you could be blamed for. There are many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, and it all comes with practice. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. How so? Well... You know what, don't worry about it. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Don't worry about it. Oh, it's fine. I already talked to her, so it's fine. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Okay, here it comes. Dark and broody emo chick poem. I'm ready. I'm ready to read it. I'm ready to read it. Oh my god, her handwriting is so pretty! Okay, it's called Ghost Under the Light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I battle, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, and I flicker back. Aww, that was really pretty. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. Your handwriting was gorgeous. I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah, well, I just don't read cursive very often. I actually think your handwriting's very pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was very descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little bit more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Mm-hmm. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Pandemos. Really? What's it about? Must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to the ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot for someone who's only in high school. Most high schoolers are not capable of that level. That's crazy. I hadn't even thought about that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on those things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Okay, the dreaded Monica. I don't like her. I feel like she's fake nice to get what she wants, and I'm not looking forward to it. Look at her. Look at how she stands. Well-adjusted people don't stand like this. It's like military-esque. You know what it reminds me of? The stance? The stance reminds me of like the stance you go into when you're gonna do public speaking. And you feel like you need to put on a front. I don't know, Monica just... I don't like popular people, I guess. I got a bias. Maybe I need to let it go. Having a good time so far. Oh, yeah. She's been nothing... I don't know, Technically, she's been nothing but nice to us, but I just feel like it's fake nice. Like, I feel like there's something lingering. She's gonna make me carry heavy boxes and manipulate me to do stupid shit. I could already see it. By the way, since you're new or anything, if you ever have any suggestions, let us know. I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? See, she's talking to me like a middle manager. This is why I do not trust her. I'll keep it in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anywho, want to share your poem with me? This is very embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know, but that's sort of the barrier we have to get past. So everybody gets to read my poem but me. I just picked a handful of words. What does my poem say? I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like. Okay, good. That's who I like, so that works out. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had things in common. Yeah? We might be good friends. Whew. But Sayori and I are actually very different. Well, that might be the case. But maybe there will also be some similarities that you maybe wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you. It sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-beings. Well, yeah. Wouldn't you care about your friend's well-being? Is that not the healthy thing to do? Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So I think that's the kind of the vibe I get when reading your poem. You sure you're not reading into it too much? That could be. Oh gosh, you sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing kind of has a gentle feel to it. I could tell that she likes exploring with emotions. Like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy could enjoy sad things too? Yeah, it's unexpected. Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. I'm sure I'll end up trying a lot of different things. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this kind of thing. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ha ha ha. I'm gonna go ahead and save. We have not saved yet, and I've been playing for like an hour. Okay. Ah ha 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 ha. Ah ha 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 ha. Ah ha ha ha. We're laughing. We're giggling. We're having a good time. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for somebody who thinks they're not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? Yeah, it's because you talk like a middle manager. Let's just see it. Give me your stupid poem. Oh god, she wrote a long one. She calls this one Hole in a Wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas! Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realized now I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. Wait a minute. I have a lot of thoughts and I don't know whether or not I should share them. As somebody who has agoraphobia, I kind of relate to this. Looking outside and feeling like everything is out there. I'm looking out. All of those infinite choices are out there and everybody's living their life around me. And I'm just existing. This is a little painful. This is a little relatable. But also kind of hopeful, because at the bottom, she thinks somebody's looking in on her. I don't have that. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. I might not be the best one for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, lots of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be very popular. What was the inspiration for this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I've had a kind of epiphany lately. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it comes out a little strong. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. This is actually applicable to real life too, guys. Like, I remember being told when I was a kid that, like, you better not half-ass anything. But as a grown adult, I can tell you with like life experience now that that's not actually very helpful advice if you're a perfectionist, because a lot of times you'll get so stuck working on the same thing that it actually never gets finished and you never do anything with it. I know I have people in my life who have been working on the same project for like over a decade because they are too fixated on it being perfect rather than letting it go and letting the creation speak for itself. Like for example, I'm thinking of somebody who's been working on a book for the past 14 years. She is so fixated on the book being perfect that it will never probably ever be released, and I couldn't even tell you what it's about because she won't let anyone read it. It's been 14 years. There's no way the book hasn't been fully written and fully edited many millions of times. And at that point, because she's chasing perfection, it'll never be published, it'll never be made into anything. Nothing will ever come of that book because she's too fixated on it being perfect. I think Vincent van Gogh put it best when he said, art is never finished, merely abandoned. At some point, in order to move on as a person and let the creation exist, you have to be done with it. And I'm not just talking about books, or in my case, paintings. Like anything, you just have to do it. And that's probably some of the best life advice I could give some of you that might be younger than me, because like it can be so easy to be like stuck on, oh, this isn't perfect, so why even bother? Or I can even use me right now as an example. I started live streaming this week, and I had no equipment, I had no VTube character, I didn't know how to rig anything. I don't even play PC games. I'm like terrible at using the keyboard and that sort of thing because I don't have very good dexterity in my fingers. And yet even though I'm working with the bare minimum, I have a baby little overlay and a little PNG tuber that, you know, and that's it. She can only open and close her mouth when I talk. That's all she can do. That's better than me continuously putting off doing what I want to do because I'm afraid it's not perfect. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because I can always go back later and tweak and edit, and, you know, maybe someday I'll have a full rig. Maybe someday I'll find adaptive things that make using a keyboard easier. You know, you just don't know. And if I got fixated on I can't do this because it's not perfect, it would never get done. I would have never created this channel. I would never have begun streaming because I would be just so obsessed with it being perfect. And I think that's a really important life lesson. Especially when you start to get out in the workforce. A lot of people are like, they don't know as much as you think that they know about stuff. Like, if you're starting a new job, for example, a lot of it you will learn when you get there. You know? Not that I'm saying don't go to school or whatever, go to school. But, like, there's a lot of things that, as a grown-up, I can now give advice on, even though I'm not that much older. I'm only in my 20s. But I am past college age, you know, and I've been in the workforce and stuff like that. And it's... everybody's faking it until they make it. So just, you should fake it and make it too. You know, follow your dreams. Don't get caught up in, like, trying to make things perfect, because you really won't. You won't make any progress. You won't get anywhere. And sometimes you'll even make things worse because you'll have edited it so much, or you'll have tweaked it so much and been fixated on it for so long that you get like an anxiety and fear attached to it. And at that point, you could never let anyone see it or anything like that, like my friend with her book. Because At this point, you've built it so much up in your head that even if it was perfect, let's say hypothetically it was perfect and you finally released it, it won't live up to the hype, you know? So just try your best, you know, don't get hung up on perfection. I know that's a lot easier said than done. As somebody, myself as a Virgo moon, I'm very obsessed with perfection a lot of the time. But like, try really hard not to. Try to work on that kind of thing, because it'll help you so much in your life. You'll get so much further if you don't get hung up and caught up on those things. It really makes a difference, I promise. I love that I'm giving, like, life advice to an empty chat room. I just realized nobody even heard me say all of that. Well, maybe somebody will see the VOD someday. Maybe it'll help someone someday, you never know. But like, sometimes doing your best is enough. And I feel like people don't realize that. I think a lot of people are really, really hard on themselves, and they don't need to be. Don't be so hard on yourself. I don't know if that's helpful at all. It's getting late. I might be getting a little loopy. Let's save this again just in case. There we go. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Exactly. Just do it. If you keep your pen in the same place for too long, you'll just get a dark puddle of ink. Well, that's not true of modern pens, but yeah. So move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew! I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. I knew it was going to be stressful. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing skills. Yeah, it's because they were. You're the one that joined a literature club. You didn't have to. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Oh, thank you. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? Oh, I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out that nice. Don't bully Yuri. She finds it hard to talk to us. Don't be mean to her. Don't be mean to her. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Pandemos did too. So based on that, I'll kindly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change it anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I have not. And Pandemos liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Pandemos appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Listen. They are slinging insults at each other right now. Is everyone okay? Listen. The girls are fighting. The girls are mad. They are big mad. They are fighting. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Pandemos started showing up. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little inappropriate. This doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, you guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Pandemos. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. Okay, we're gonna save again because this feels like it's getting intense. I might have to make my first real choice in this game. Which, by the way, I think for a dating sim, being an hour and 40 minutes almost in, I feel like I should have made more choices. The only choice I've made so far is like what words to pick for my poem. I haven't made any like actual choices. It's just been a novel, which is fine. A lot of dating sims are like that, but like I like when I get to pick stuff. If she could get over herself and... Whoa, okay, calm down. Calm down. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Pandemos. Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings that mean them and meaning the most. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, but it's also a waste. You understand that, right? Actually, I see both sides. I think they're two completely different writing styles and thus therefore cannot be compared, really. That's like comparing a squash to a orange. You know? I wouldn't eat a squash raw, but I would eat an orange raw. How did I get dragged into this? No, for real, how did I get dragged? Please don't make me pick anything. But whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Okay, our first real... Can we save even though it's a question? Yeah, we can save. Okay, so our first real question. I think I'm gonna pick Help Me Sayori. I need some fucking help. I need help. Sayori, save me. I love you. Yuri. Aw, they're both mad at me. Sayori. Yeah, everyone's fighting, and everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Oh, now I'm being emotionally manipulative. Oh, that's not what I meant when I asked for her help. Oh, Pandemos. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict. Yes, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being, she would never. It's your immaturity that's made her so upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes you. Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone is so talented. So why are we fighting? Because... well, also... Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. Well, that's a little inappropriate. Sayori. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll go make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is vice president, I whisper to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off a good leader and I can organize things, but I'm not good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing for me. Nah. It's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? I definitely concur. I think Sayori is very cool, and that's why she's the one I want to date. She's a very sweet girl. Kind of an airhead, but as a fellow airhead, I relate. I love her. Wow, I said airhead and then my character called her an airhead. That's, what are the odds? She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. It doesn't feel genuine, though. I don't know how to describe it. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little bit more. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? Well, it was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, mostly. Pandemos, what about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you've learned something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I think I did learn what people like. So that's cool. Pandemos, ready to walk home? Yes, get me the hell out of here. This has been a nightmare. Sayori beams at me. Good. Good. I like it. Let's spend more time together, Sayori. Let's go home and fall in love. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that, actually. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Oh, whew. You know, Pandemos, it's nice that I get to spend time with you like this in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. Aw, that's really sweet, Sayori. Sayori. So sweet. Okay, I do want to warn you guys that at the top of the hour I will be getting off because it will be midnight my time. So we'll see how far we get. I'll just keep saving and then we'll pick up with more tomorrow probably. Yeah, probably tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Sunday. I might have to take tomorrow off because I have a lot of errands to run and I have this group that I'm in, but I will try to stream tomorrow. Every day is going to be so much fun. I don't think Sayori has any clue what's going on. I think she's just like la-di-da-ing through life. I think she's just blissfully unaware of the world. Well, just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than her, but it's easy to use her as an internal monologue. Okay.
She's just so happy. Let's do this. Oh, so we have to write poems every night? Seems like a lot. Okay, once again, I want a love poem. That's just what I'm into. Let's do... Marriage seems a bit intense. So let's do raindrops. Together. In our childhood. Bring me peace. In nature. And the memories are peaceful. The clouds fill me with desire. And the starscape fills me with passion. It is very vivid. The adventure that feels warm. It's a journey. And I'm lucky. It feels like a dream. How much I'm in love with your heartbeat. It feels like the romance, or the ocean. It feels like the ocean. It feels like the ocean. That's how we'll end it. That was my poem. Chat, I hope you liked it. I can't write poems. Okay, we're back. Let's save. Hopefully they like my poem this time. And also, hopefully it doesn't take 30 minutes to get to my poem. Looks like I'm in a good mood today. I am, actually. I'm still not used to you being in the club, that's all. I see. After all that work you did to get me here, you're not used to me being here. What does that mean for me exactly? I guess I don't know. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simple things with you anyway. Speaking of which, I am kinda hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? I don't want to. That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. And I'm assuming my reasons are that you forgot your purse at home. Why that all of a sudden? No reason, really. I just want to look at it. Oh, she fumbles with the latch and gets it open, then she turns upside down and lets its contents spill on the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. Ah, I knew it. I can see through you, Sayori. You wanted my pocket money. You wanted to steal my snack money. That's not fair. How did you even know? It was obvious. It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming into the club room. So either you're not hungry and wanted an excuse to take a walk, or you planned to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would buy it for you. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. Listen, I might be more like Sayori than I would care to admit. I'm not mentally well enough to explore those thoughts and feelings right now. You're always hungry. And so that only leaves the one option. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, it means you deserve to feel guilty. Oh, Shots fired. We're throwing some shots today, chat. Yori suddenly giggles. Eh? I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face was in her book as always. I wasn't listening or anything. I was just... It was something in my book. Oh, really? I don't know if I believe you, Yuri. I think you were listening in. Tell Pandemos to let me borrow some money. That's not my job, and if Pandemos doesn't want to lend you money, Pandemos does not have to lend you money. Pandemos is a good girl who kept her coins. Don't get me involved like that. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. Yeah, you tell her. You tell her, Yuri. You tell her my money is mine.